All right, before we get this party started, I do want to acknowledge there is so much going on in the world right now, but we're trying to carve out our happy place, our happy space. So we are here with
Hey man, you got a job.
Hmm.
week 15. I love this song, Michael Dean. All right. So
Top of the morning.
top of the morning to you, Michael Dean, with your orange
Mm.
juice.
Trying to start it off, right? That means we had a late, crazy night, right?
Oh my God, Michael. I was supposed to get so much work done yesterday, but as soon as I ate dinner, I like crashed.
What did you have?
I had corn, mashed potatoes. I can't remember what the rest because I was so tired. I was
Man,
so
you
tired.
must have had a long day.
It's been a long week.
Nah, I
really
get it. I get
Yes.
it.
All right. So we got April from Tampa first in the chat. We got Smitty Rock, Peace and Blessings. We got What Up Though, Andre Staley. We got Cassandra Bradley from the ATL. We got Boombox Guru. Hope all is well with everyone. It's really bad to play music that you love when you don't want to talk over it.
All right. Man, the masterful piano playing by Prince.
Yes. And I love the keyboard bed. That's like when you got the look and all that. Like it keeps popping up. All right. We got Chanel in the house. Well, I hope that you're recovering well from your ankle surgery. We've missed having you here, but you are back. We're so happy that you are. We got Sonic in the house. And, ooh, I love this. That bass. Okay. Such a great song. And we have Lori Johnson. How's the Purple Fam doing? And we got Modern Air checking in. We got TP Libra. We got Sister Charles. Wishing a wonder-filled week to everyone. That's what I'm talking about. I love that, Sister Charles. A wonder you. And we got we got Real Line the DJ with that Jeff Katz. That's what I'm talking about. And we got Blade Brown, my literature brother. We got EA8133. We got Web Diva on the West Coast. Some people say the best coast. And we got D68A. It's okay. You are here this week and on time. We got House of Theo here. You are getting ready, Web Diva. You know what's up. We got Young H. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. All right. Okay.
You just walked into the studio. Prince told you to come down and see if you could try out for the band. And just play that. Okay, you ready? You be like, man, the hell?
I love the vibe of that track, Michael. It's like
Oh.
it's kind of smooth, it's suave, but it still has energy. It's like the best of both worlds. So it's a beautiful, beautiful track. And for those of you who don't know, that was 15 from Madhouse because we are week 15 of What Did Prince Do This Week. And we gotta say, welcome to Nikki. It's always so great to have you here. And I'm like Audria, I am so excited about Mountains, which is one of the best songs ever recorded. And EA 8133 is talking about Michael Dean's T-shirt.
Yeah, this is Steve Park, I believe, right?
Yes.
This was through the PRN alumni thing a couple years ago. The fact that this shirt still holds up, like all these years later, it's a great shirt, great art.
It
Rosie.
is. Rosie.
Rosie.
Yes, that's right. And we have Lady Cab Driver, Purple Politicians, What It Is. We got Nick Felton from Denver. I love this. Guitars and drums on the one. That's what I'm talking about. We got Rockabosh, Salutations from Detroit. Oh my God, Rockabosh. I want to be where you are. I love waffles. I love waffles.
The waffles and the eggs.
Yeah.
Where the pork at, man?
We got Duke Swan, Morning Purple Fan. We got Drea Dances in the house. We have Mila, My Heart. Oh, we got to give a shout out to Drea Dances, who is working it like a job, working hard. We appreciate you still checking in with us. And we got Chris Bournet in the house. Thank you. I am so looking forward to seeing you at the I1U40 Symposium this weekend. I can't believe we're only 1 week away. We got Purple Cat Confetti. We got RTL 49. We got Lisa Williams. Happy Book Club Day. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody knows we are here. We are here to be reading. That's right. So let's get into our housekeeping really quickly so we can get into this week. And we're going week to week, not day to day. We are again week 15. So get ready and open those books up to Sunday, April 6th, 1986. That's right. Get those books out. And you do not need the paperback version. You can have the hardcover. It doesn't matter. But this is the most updated one with the circle on it. But the other one is heavier. All right. So in addition, we want you to know that these are archived at Polished Solid as well as at MDean. As you come on in, as Ricky would say, just hit that like button for us. We would really appreciate it. Just hit that like button and subscribe. All right. So let's see. We got Diego Ramirez. So, okay, we're doing this again. So I love this question from Diego. What Prince song is everyone listening to lately? Not your favorite Prince song, but what Prince song have you been this week? And Diego is saying, I'm Still on a Door. And I love Jamal PSA. If you're using your phone and can't find the like button, exit out of the live chat, hit the like button, and then hit the live chat. Do it because Prince worked so hard. Thank you for that, Jamal. This is what it's all about. What did Prince do this week? His work ethic, so we can appreciate that it wasn't magic. He worked hard. He worked it like a job. And we got Raywin, and I love it. So Raywin is wearing their Purple Rain t-shirt and watching live. And we got KMS 1984. We got our Coachella view. I didn't even know Coachella was going on, Kim. Like, you got to tell me who's playing and who you've been watching. But we got a timekeeper in the house. We got Rodney. Hi, Rodney. How are you? I love this. Life's a parade. That's right.
What's up, Rodney?
Yeah, what's up? And let's see. We got Kenneth Robinson in the house. Minneapolis is in the house. That's what I'm talking about.
Minneapolis. I'm a Janet.
We got LTKK. All right. Yeah. Salute to and all. And shout out to Glover, first Black man to orbit the moon, a historical week.
That's dope, man.
Very, very dope. And we got Anna B. I love this. Saturday Purple Priority. That's what I'm talking about. We got Blatcher Bear. We got NVM 9040. Yeah, more parade stuff. We got JD in the house. Welcome, JD. We got Carol in the house. You know, Celie might just like creep on in here. He
might slide through, you know.
He might. So don't give up yet. And then we got D68A. Okay, so he says on April 17th in the UK, BBC4 has a Prince night. Nothing new, but good to see them. Yes, the BBC always does amazing things for Prince. So I'm very, very excited. Look, you say the word, and who appears?
Sliding through.
All right, just for
you.
We
was just asking for where's Celie at?
We go riot.
No, Celie. ain't no show. Ain't no show. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What's up, sir?
what's up?
Today is a good day that I live only 15 minutes from where I used to work. I live 15 minutes from Jackson State because the Margaret Walker Alexander Case Festival is going on. So I've been at Jackson State since 8 o'clock, left about 10:45 to get here to be with y'all. As soon as we finish, I got to go back at 3 because award-winning poet Evie Shockley is in town to give a poetry reading and a talk. So shout out to everybody at Jackson State, but I couldn't come here and miss being with my purple people. So I'm here and I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, we appreciate that.
Yeah, we so appreciate you because you were like later for them.
Man,
we appreciate.
What they say, booked and blessed or something. Booked and busy.
There you go.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Awesome. So we had a question from Diego, like, what Prince song is everyone listening to lately? So we got Duke Swan, who is on theme, Alexa Tape Harris, because it's all about Parade right now. And we got Chanel with the Dance on 3121 album, been on repeat, and Sticky Like Glue.
Ooh, I love that song.
And we got Rockabosh with Calhoun Square from Crystal Ball. And we got TP with Stand Up and Be. I am so thrilled that someone is standing up for Welcome to America. And I love that TP says it's been heavy on repeat for me, the whole album, actually. That is fantastic. Okay. We got Nick Felden still in Around the World in a Day. Pop Life, I'm Not Mad at You. And we got, let's see, I've been listening to Stone a lot. Wish it was released in the 90s. We got Alphabet Street. I love this. Yeah, sexy. And I love this EA 8133. Fury from Saturday Night Live is fire. So if you haven't seen that, for sure. And then we got Carol Brooks. Oh, I love this. Piano and the Microphone. Mary, Don't You Weep.
Hey, quick on that one. Do we all remember how much time we spent with that bootleg when we had it? That kind of muffled, and it was like we were getting an inside peek into the Prince's part, and then for it to come out years later. But so I'm glad somebody put that in because I always think about how much time I spent. I had it on the cassette. I would drive around in my car listening to it. I had a little desk in my bedroom, and if I was doing something, writing or whatever, I don't usually have music on when I write because I can't. That was one of the few bootlegs that would kind of be playing because it was almost like he was sitting at the piano next to Prince while he was working out songs. All right, I'll shut up.
But the bootleg was so, I don't know, muffled, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was so amazing. It was so amazing. Yeah, it was like only I have this bootleg, even though a lot of people had bootleg, but it just felt like it was so intimate. Like he was just playing for you. So that's one of the things I really love about that, for sure.
And it makes me a hypocrite because I've said that one of the things I don't like about rehearsals are the instructions he gives because they make me feel like I'm at work. That's why I don't like it. But on that one, because at the very beginning, he's telling the engineer to turn the tape on. That it's like really intimate. So I really, even that part, just you could hear him kind of giving cues and those kind of things. Just makes, like you said, makes it like you're sitting there. All right, I'll say.
All right, so I'm gonna get through these songs because there's some really, really good songs here. Let's see. I love this. Songs from Parade, since it's the 40th anniversary, taking me back to junior year in high school. And D68A, listening to the Wasted Kisses live version, the one and only performance in a few old Morris concerts.
Why'd I waste my kisses on you, baby? There you go. Yeah.
I don't think I heard the live version.
Yeah, all right. You got Hip Buzz D68. Is that on your channel, the live version? Can you tell us like what the date is? And then I love this from says, what? That's right.
Say what?
Yes.
You got it. I got it. Yeah. Get it right.
What?
Oh, I love this. Chris P says, you all look great, but he looks like he lost some age. Okay.
Hilarious.
Look here, I'll take it. I take it because I exercise every morning, and lately I've been feeling my age when I exercise in the morning. So I take it.
Okay, so Purple Cat Confetti says, let's go crazy, brings my spirits up since since my phone got ran over by a truck.
Oh wow.
Damn.
So you definitely need some
Hey,
that face is the face he make when he saw his phone.
Right.
Like,
Hey, look at Purple Cat Confetti. We gonna need a story. Because your phone got ran over by the truck. That ain't just something you just drop. Why your phone? Oh, it got ran over by the truck. Now y'all know, when you walk in the room, it's some explaining need to be how your phone got ran over by the truck.
I love this LTKK comment. Celie got the schedule that ends with, and the engineer was Coke Johnson, blocked out for 18 hours.
hilarious.
And Carol is saying how wonderful your story was about your first Prince show from your newsletter. Yes. And
I will say this. I did not expect that when I was writing that to turn into a tribute to my pops, Brother Dean. Because my pop accidentally took me to see Prince open for Rick James. So the story is about our relationship and how that moment of me seeing Prince open for Rick James was kind of a thumbnail of the relationship me and my pop had. That's it. I set up. So
wow.
Yeah. And I have to give like a highlight. Like this is like one of my favorite documentaries on Prince. It's the BBC Omnibus. So if you haven't seen that, if you do your Googles, you can find it on YouTube. So thanks, Rodney, for sure.
Hey, another terrible bootleg that we all watched. Is that Nelson George? Is who is that next person? So.
And Sanik is saying another love from 2014, which is actually a cover of Alice Smith. And because I heard Alice Smith's version first, I prefer Alice's version, but I love what Prince did to it because it's totally different. Like if you hear the version versus the version, it's like two totally different songs.
And I would say that and Wow was my favorite two songs off of that album was Another Love and Wow. Because all the other songs I wanted wasn't on the album, but we're going to leave that alone. So let's move on.
Chris Bournet is listening to The Truth. That's what I'm talking about, Chris Bournet. And let's
wear that album out.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Mary Claire.
And look here, that one, and I felt bad because my two were Man with a Uniform and the other one. You know, like you like the song, but you really ain't down with the philosophy of the song, but you like the song.
Don't tell me which
Animal Kingdom.
That's what I love that song, man.
Like I love
the
Animal
sound of his
Kingdom.
voice.
I ain't never wanted to be no vegan, but I love them. They're better than Sisters in the Silicon. And I was trying to eat a sandwich, but I was literally just like, God damn, that's a good song, Chris. All right, that's it.
All right, so Theo is saying some specific Prince songs aren't on repeat for me, but the early 90s has been on heavy rotation with Graffiti Bridge and Diamonds and Pearls. I am not mad at you, Theo. Graffiti Bridge needs way more love than it is incredible. And we got Movie Star for Real Line of DJ. Boop, KMS 1984 Private Joy. That's what I'm talking about. And we got Raywin with It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night from the live version of The Sign of the Times, Super Deluxe.
I'm feeling like I'm gonna kick somebody's ass or kick some ass in. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Now, this is Welcome to America Jam, two-man race and Born to Die. When that album dropped, that is the song I played on repeat. And whenever I think of Welcome to America or want to pull it out, that is the first song that I want to hear. So I love it. And we got a Tangerine from Andre Staley. And I love this comment from Lady Cab Driver. The way we Prince fans trained our ears to listen to those modal recordings, we were committed. That's right. We were.
Hey, I played a live bootleg for my cousin. He was like, "Was they outside when they recorded? What is this? You could get something from inside."
That is hilarious. All right. I love that Wendy's Parade is listening to I Wonder You, and then Modern Air, Wherever You Go, Whatever You Do. We got Mila, 19, preparing to teach their first heels class to it, and I hope they like it. They're going to love it. They
19.
Yes. Uh-oh. I love this. KMS, Ballad of Dorothy Parker with the horns. Look at that. Love that. And Live from Glam Slam. Okay, we can be here all day. So I'm going to stop. Oh, but D688 is saying Wasted Kisses on 2007, February 10th.
I will say, not a song, but so my least favorite live era, and I know I'm going to get stones thrown at me, but my least favorite live era is 2009 and 2012 because he was doing a lot of hit stuff doing then.
Mm-hmm.
And I've forgotten that what I did was I took like all my live video bootlegs from 2009, 2012, and I just pulled out, instead of the hits, I pulled out either the songs that he was doing that was from the album that was out that time, or like deep cuts. And I ended up having 2 DVDs of 2.5 hours. So I got 5 hours of Prince live from 2009 and 2012, either doing the new stuff or the deep cuts. And I recently, in fact, last couple of days ago, went back and watched those 2 DVDs, and I was like, God damn, this dude was still on it this late. And like, you know, to hear him play Chaos in Disorder in like 2010, 2011, or to hear The Love We Make, like and then things that were out at that time. So that's what kind of I did the last couple of days of just listening to 5 hours of Prince doing live stuff that was kind of buried in the greatest hits tours of that time. That's it.
Okay.
I love that. All right. So really quickly before we get, because I'm surprised the timekeeper must be doing something else. The time hasn't gotten us.
Kim, are you keeping time on your own? What's on?
So Kim was like, I got other stuff, dude, because y'all don't listen anyway. So the story is from Purple Cat Confetti. I'm crossing a busy street on a walk, and my phone fell out of my front pocket. And I didn't notice it until I came back across the street and saw it. That's yes. Oh no. Okay. All right. So let's do so we don't get the from Kim.
There you go.
So this is our hashtag, and this is how you can get in touch with us, WDPDTW for What Did Prince Do This Week at gmail.com. The estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. It is an independent endeavor. And
there we go.
And the picture goes really well with this comment.
I mean,
at this point, Kim just accepted we just some badass kids. You know them little badass kids down the street? Just decide, you know, they just them little badass kids down the street. It don't even matter.
That's right. All right. So our community guidelines are we choose to be a community even when we disagree. And it's okay if we disagree. And I love this from Theo. Where did Prince do the work? Which is actually a really important question this week, because we are going to travel to Nice, France this week for What Did Prince Do This Week. And at the top of the hour, we play 15 from 16. And let's just like take a moment and let's read the credits on Prince Vault. Who was on the drums? Sheila E. Who was on the bass? Levi Caesar Jr.
Alias Alfred.
Yes. So, gotta read the credits because I love the bass in that song. Okay, we are episode 167 of What Did Prince Do This Week? Where did Prince do the work? And let's get into it. One studio session this week, and this is what Prince was up to in April of 1986. On that Sunday, there was a copy and some edits of Mountains, the 7-inch and the 12-inch, and then some edits for Alexa de Paris. Then on Monday, Prince travels back to France to film additional Under the Cherry Moon scenes. And I love that Edgar posted in the Facebook group Under the Cherry Moon Lovers, if I got the name right. I might have it wrong, but I took a screenshot. So we're going to talk about what scenes he actually went back to film, because it's actually one of my favorite scenes. So I'm very happy that they went back to film these scenes, because I was like, how would the film be without these scenes? So sometimes you have to go back and, and make things work. And then on Wednesday, the Mountains video was filmed in France. So he flew the Revolution over to France to film the Mountains video, which makes sense, but not make sense since it was actually on a blue screen. So it wasn't like a location. So we could talk about that when we get there. And then on Saturday, Prince stayed in France while the Revolution returned to the U.S. Go ahead, CD.
Hey, when you say that, the first time my E&J dog liquor drinking uncle saw Under the Cherry Moon, he's sipping. About halfway through the movie, he turned to me and he said, "Man, this just some shit Prince did to get an excuse to go to fucking Paris and fuck with them women."
Hilarious.
So when you said the screen, like he was like, this was just an excuse to go to Paris, man.
Hey.
Yes.
I can see the game of that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
look at I ain't mad at it. Look at it. I tell you, I ain't mad at it.
Yes. So thank you, D68, for the correction. You're correct. I will make that correction on because I was doing it super quick this morning because I'm trying to do symposium stuff at the same time. And let's get our reading started with April 6th. C. Lee or Michael Dane, who wants to read about Mountains and Alexa de Paris?
I'll do it.
All right.
Since I was late, so I was tardy. All right.
I love this. LTK K says when it starts off with Maine.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
You already know.
You know it. I'm glad to see I ain't knowing somebody got a dog liquor drinking uncle out there.
Come on, man.
Mountains. It says Sunday, April 6, 1986. Mountains. Copy, edit, 7-inch single, 12-inch comps, 1159. Alexa de Paris. Edits for consideration as B-side. Alexa de Paris, 7-inch single version. Edit. Sunset Sound. Studio 1, 5 p.m. to 12 midnight. Booked. Lockout. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineers Coke Johnson and Susan Rogers. Wendy Melvin said the 12-inch The Mountains is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I ain't get no argument from me. 7 hours of edits for the release of Alexa de Paris and Mountains took place in a rare session in Studio 1. If Prince was in attendance, he bounced in and out of the session. Despite being so busy, he obviously knew he had something powerful with Mountains. Lisa recognizes the pattern to Prince's method. Quote, I think that the really great songs he spent more time on, end quote. Because the original song and the extended version were recorded at 2 different times, not all of the elements blended together. In fact, the extended portion was a slightly different speed than the first few minutes. So Prince reached back into his bag of editing tricks and added the sound of an explosion to help the transition. Oh, that was slick, brother. I didn't even notice that. It was something he'd done in the past. Remembers his previous guitarist, Des Dickerson, quote, one of the things he also told me one time was this was back before Pro Tools and all of that stuff. Every once in a while, you'd get a take, and the energy and feel of it was so good that even though there might have been a mistake, technically you wanted to use it. So he said, quote, when there's something in the track that you want to keep, but there's something that you don't want in there, put an explosion over it, end quote. That was it. So now you know studio secrets with Prince. Put an explosion over mistakes, in the deadest quote. Elements like Prince shouting, "Hey you, get out on this dance floor," at the beginning of the track were created for a specific reason. Remembers Coke Johnson, quote, I'm sorry, my magnifying glass is messed up. I think that was an added in as an overdub specifically for the clubs. A lot of times the club mixes would be remixed from the album mix because he wanted it more slamming on the album for airplay with the 33 RPM records. back then. That's why we would always do a test pressing and bring it back and make sure we had enough low end on it. For the club mix, he wanted to have an over the top low end, something that would not be good for radio, but it would be slamming in the clubs. He would want to also add in stuff that was specific to the club scene. Get out on this dance floor and dance. Status. The extended mix of Mountains clocks in at 9:56, but was listed at 10:03 on the US promo and US 12-inch disc labels, probably due to the variation speed of the extended section.
Wow.
All right. So I love process. I'm such a process geek. And I really love how if you make a mistake, you can just put an explosion over it. I mean, that's what you could do. So I really, really, really love that. And then
I was gonna say, go ahead, my bad.
And, I really loved when the 12-inch came out of Mountains. The extended version was everything. Because one of the things that I noticed this week while I was listening to Parade is that, the first few songs are around 2 minutes, almost all of them. And I was like, these songs are so short. So it's almost like I really wish we had extended versions of all of the songs.
Yeah. I was just going to say, that's fascinating that they would do different mixes, intentional mixes for the 12 inches, just to hear them saying that we've got to put a more low end on the song. That's kind of fascinating, which just, I really want to hear whatever we end up getting for Parade, but I can't wait to hear however they remaster or even the Atmos version of the album and see how they handle the bottom end and some of this other stuff that may have been sort of toned down slightly on the album, but how they will sound, sort of with the acoustics and sonics of today. It'd be very interesting, especially these 12 inches too. I just can't wait to hear the remastered version of this, the 12-inch version. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. Hopefully we'll hear other little items and things in the song that we just couldn't possibly hear before. So yeah, I can't wait.
There's a question, excuse me, from Andre. Do you guys think Mountains should have been the second single of Parade? If not, what would have been your choice?
First of all, I'm trying to remember, what was the second single? Was it Girls and Boys?
It was Mountains.
Okay, okay. Because I think Girls and Boys I remember Girls and Boys because I remember the video coming later.
So
right.
But technically, Girls and Boys was only a single in Europe, and it was actually for the U.S. the B-side to Another Lover, Hole in Your Head, which never made any sense to me.
So
right. in the States, Girls and Boys was not a single.
That's right. We just got a video, but no actual. There we go. There. See, that's what.
To answer his question, I wouldn't have done Mountains. I would have done Another Lover personally, and I would have had him film a real video, not a concert. I mean, the concert video is dope, but I would have had them use the version off of the record, if not 12-inch. But I would have put that out as the second single personally.
Yeah, you know what? What you say makes sense. I was just so happy to see Prince live.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah. So, but I'm with you though. I do think that the studio, the album version slams a little bit more than because the live version they do is kind of laid back. So and I think the guitar version of the studio hits a little harder than the one in that live version. So you're right about that. I was just so happy to see him live. But and it's like, yeah. And I think also the more I think about it, what you're saying, I think that moment in the movie where Christopher signs the check, the fuck you, and I think that would have been a great. Yeah, I think that really would have been. And again, now I'm Team Kiss, and I'm Team Kiss. Glad it was on and everything. But now that I'm sitting there thinking about it, another way maybe to promote the movie is maybe lead with Girls and Boys and lead with that scene. Because now you got more people, not only that dope track, going to the movie kind of knowing what it's about too, right? You can build it around, because I think most people went to that movie not knowing what it was about. And I think a lot of times when people go to something blind, they come with their own assumptions. And so I think that, now if you do a proper video, link it to the film. So yes, now set up. So
or to your point, a proper Girls and Boys, if that would have immediately followed Kiss, I could see that being very successful too. I mean, it's a great song. It's almost kind of, it's not what you expect, but it's what you expect. You expect Prince to dazzle you, and he does it, but he's throwing that whole other sound to it, and it's funky. That would have been like an easy win. Maybe that's probably why he didn't want to do it, but I think that would have been an easy smash, particularly if he would have been on the Grammys or something and he did Girls and Boys. It would have been all over. Like, it would have been, he'd still be talking about that. Like, oh, remember when they did Girls and Boys? It would have been tripping.
Hey,
but I mean, it's all dope.
Put Ray One's quote up because I want to ask y'all something. No, not that one. I'm not bad. The one where he talks about party poop.
Oh.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all catch right when the bodyguard throws the boombox off that Christopher almost punches homeboy in the back of the head? Did anybody else? If you go back and watch it, there's like a slick move when Chris was like just go back and watch it, because I remember like thinking like me and my cousin, we was like, yeah, that big motherfucker couldn't have tore my boombox, man. Like, you know, and you always talking like what you would have done if you would have, you know, if that would have been me. No, you wouldn't have done nothing. Either.
Wouldn't have busted great. Yeah, Chris wasn't gonna do damn.
You knew that, but you know that had been me. That been my boombox.
The part that I wonder always, am I hearing something or if I'm making this up, is when Christopher Tracy goes to Mrs. Wellington's house and her butler lets him in, and as he's walking by the butler, he does this noise like something like that.
Yeah. Hey, remember me or something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, can you remember me? Yeah, and I love that because he's like, excuse my language, but the boy's like, this motherfucker. That's what it is. It's like he's kind of like, of all the people you could be bringing him, you bringing this. So clearly, Homer didn't like Christopher.
No, he did not like Christopher. Okay, so up in the chat, there's a comment from EA8133. Love Mountains, but Alexa de Paris should have replaced it on Parade.
Ooh,
wow.
Ooh,
that's a take.
Yeah, that's a hot take there, EA.
What do you think? Are you guys gonna? Are you?
I can't ride in the car with you, EA, but I respect you. I
believe that song should have been on the album though. There's enough room and enough time to add it. But, it should have been on the album.
I guess the question is, and we don't get it in any of the readings here, and so Duane would know, but Tudahl would know, but I wonder if there was ever consideration for this to be a double album. Because I think that if we get a double album, then I think then you get Love of Money, you get Alexa de Paris, you get a lot of things. You probably get you probably even get the full Mountains, you get the full Another Lover, right? Although I do want Another Lover on the album to begin with the guitar, just because it segues so well from Kiss. But I wonder if there was ever even a thought of it being a double album. And so that would be my answer, would be rather than replacing something, give me the double album and then everybody's happy.
Yeah. So Rodney's saying when they threw Christopher and Tracy out, you can tell Prince really jacked up his finger. Yeah.
And also, Rodney, that's one of the favorite moves. When my ship come in, I ain't gonna never treat nobody like this. You can afford the ship up? Well, how much you make? 600 francs a week. Damn, you came out of cologne with this? Oh, that is the greatest done section. Oh, you see, I got that burned in my first time I saw that. I thought they were going to carry me out the movies. I was laughing so hard. I said, damn, you came out of cologne with that? Oh, come on, play.
All right. So and then Rodney also, Rodney, are you saying New Position would be your second single after Kiss? I think that's what you mean, but can you confirm that? So for me, up until yesterday,
he said yesterday.
and I'm serious. You're gonna find it. So up until yesterday, I never understood why why Mountains was the second single. In real time, I was like, I would have selected Girls and Boys or Another Lover Hole in Your Head, something that like packed up, like banged, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Mountains is such a like sing-songy, kind of thing. And while I'm thinking about it, make sure I show this. Like this was sold in one of the many auctions we've had post Prince. But I really love seeing like the lyrics are really incredible. And as a kid, I just didn't understand how poetic they were because again, I wasn't really listening to the lyrics. All I was thinking is like, this song is great and all, but it's not banging. Like
right. It's too slow. What's one?
Yeah, it's too slow and all that kind of stuff.
Which actually goes back to something I keep saying. Prince is choosing message over music.
Yeah.
Because remember, the movie ends with Mountains. Lyrically, it is the crescendo. And so I'm with y'all. I think that if you talk about a banging single, Girls and Boys, New Position, that was definitely a better banging single. But Prince was all in on his messaging, and that is why Mountains was the second single. Like I said, I don't know, but I would say, I guess that's why it would be. That's it.
I like this comment from Chris Burnett. I think he's probably onto something. Warner Brothers was probably leery of a double album after Round and Rolling Day didn't match the success of Purple Rain. That makes a lot of sense. I also love this comment from Real On to DJ. I wish that there could have been some Jill Jones songs on a proper Under the Cherry Moon soundtrack, and I wish that Jill was in the film. That would have been like even better for me. So Jill is missed in Under the Cherry Moon for me. And yes.
Who would you have seen Jill play? That's interesting. I mean, or what character could she be?
I would have wanted her to be like Katie.
One of the Jaded Three?
She could have been
Katie. Okay, I could see. Yeah,
Katie, okay.
Yeah.
Now, Katie, you're naked.
Mm-hmm.
And I could actually see her being from America, actually, but she was with them, but in on it as well, in a sense, like, just the way she, her attitude, everything. I could just see her being like, you tripping, Chris, you getting too deep, almost kind of being what Tricky was, but just a female version to sort of balance it out a little bit. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. This is one of my favorite lines. And I could totally.
Hilarious. I always, what does that mean? I always like, it sounds like she's you mother, but I don't know what.
Somebody who speaks speaks French, please. I love this speaks French, but someone who can speak French.
Like she was saying, you peasants.
Right. That's what I always think it was. Peasant.
Yes.
Oh, somebody got it in the chat. Go ahead, Lady Cab Down 72.
Yes.
Christopher. Let me stop.
Case Candela. So it's Case Candela.
I've been looking for you.
How scandalous.
Christopher.
When can we get together?
What?
Look here. It is mad as I was that it was the black lady, that scared the shit out of me too. That has scared me straight too. I had double feelings about that scene.
See, the saving grace is earlier in the movie, though. He makes a point to get all the flowers.
Not the sister of the flowers.
Yeah.
I miss you. Stop. And I can it's a big ass head. Like it's just a big ass head. Get to that when we get together.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
Boy, if social media had been around, I'm gonna do a whole video on this, but social media, I don't know if you'd have made it.
All right.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Let me get off.
Let me ask you a question. Now, okay, yeah, we'll go down. Just a quick yes or no. Social media around, you think that's a countable moment?
Say it again.
If social media is around, you think that's a countable moment?
They would have lit him up. I'll just say that.
Okay.
They would lit him up.
But I do think that we still have to. One of the things that's really important, that's really difficult for us as a society, is that we have to. And I know some people say it's still no excuse, but you do have to put art in the context of the times in which it was created.
For sure.
And that was a different time. And comedy, there was a different kind of comedy that was more acceptable, whether it was, you know, morally or ethically correct or not.
The thing is, they ate them up back then. It just wasn't. You would have just been in your neighborhood, you know. But I know Sisters was the ones that I know was eating him up. So I already know, like, if they would have been online.
Hey, there you go. Put a realign the DJ. Put his Isaac's in the mood for love. Mary.
Hilarious.
Of course, before that, my line before that is when he see the cat, ooh, ain't no bastard like your bastard, baby. We just landed on the moon.
In that movie.
3 hours.
He was clowning in that movie.
I love when
I ain't in all that now.
Hey, Isaac, make sure you put a pillow up because like that.
He was acting a fool in that movie.
Oh my God.
He was coming from Morris's head with the camera. Y'all want to see something funny? Let me show y'all some.
And I think, you know what? I like, we've had this discussion before that most people thought that Prince was the kid.
Mm.
But like, even in real time, I didn't understand why people didn't see this was funny. Like, people would say, man, I was like, man, that movie, I laughed through that I laughed from beginning to end, man. I didn't get why people, yep, you did it to Mary's mom. You get it to Mary. And then, of course, get the ladder. Oh, fuck it.
Well, we spend a second on this. If you think about it, though, his image up until that point was nothing like, you didn't really, especially for just the mainstream, you just saw this very moody, kid. Almost today, I hate to use this word, they may say he was emo today or something, the way the kid sort of carried himself in that. And so for the next movie, for him to it'd be like a switch, like if he went to that and then he starred in Friday or something and he played Smokey. You would be like, huh? It would throw you the hell off. And he's a super talented musician.
Right.
And it's such a tonal shift on so many levels. So you kind of understand, like, you didn't know what to make of that. Like, who is this guy? Some people are going to love it, but for a lot of people, it's like, this can't be the same. This is such a total tonal shift. I don't think people just knew how to take it, not what they expected for sure. And then it's black and white.
Oh,
it's just so much that you have to sort of give yourself over to. And he's brilliant to do that, but it's such a risk. And we don't normally, no one does that. No one sort of does that today.
So, another quick question, and both of y'all, but has colorization gotten better? Have, like, the way they colorize stuff now, is it better now? Because I know we've had the discussion.
Oh, the colorization?
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen a film that has been colored since the original heyday of colorizing black and white films. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen either, but I would imagine it's probably obviously so much in terms of what you can do in Photoshop and Illustrator, I can only imagine it's probably amazing, but it obviously draws the question of why would you do that if the original is in black and white or something. Now, in the case of Parades, he shot it in color, but I think that's why we don't. I think that recent Wizard of Oz thing that they have in Vegas. I don't know if anybody's seen that in the Sphere, but I've seen clips from that, and not that they colorize everything, but they go out of their way to add elements to that movie. That seems unreal. It's like, wow, how could they do that? And it's in this super digital thing. So I'm sure they could do all kind of stuff, but I guess, I don't know if we want to go down that road.
Hey, to that point, did you talking about I was today years old when I learned something yesterday? I just learned when you talk about the Wizard of Oz. I did not know that they copyrighted every inch and frame of the Wizard of Oz to where Wicked couldn't even duplicate the dress that Dorothy was wearing. They couldn't even duplicate the pattern of the brick road. Like, they copyrighted the actual pattern, the way the bricks were laid and the spiral, so that Wicked had to do something else so that they didn't infringe upon. They copyrighted the number, they counted the number of patterns and designs in Dorothy's dress. Like, I had never heard that you could copyright all of that stuff. it just thinks about how when people are thinking about we got something we want to anyway, which is clearly information that nobody ever needs. But when you said that, I did not know that people would copyright like that. So that and I have to say this, I've never seen Wicked. I know I need to see it. I've never seen either of the Wickeds, but so they talked about how with Dorothy and with different things, they had to be careful to only show her in certain ways and to do certain things so that they wouldn't infringe upon the copyright of the original. That's wild to me. All right, I'll shut up.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I'll find the video and send it to you, because I watch a lot of those those people do those videos, 15 things you didn't know about this movie, or like that kind of thing. And so I like a lot of those things. So I'll find the one that I watched and send it to you, because when they was like, they counted the number of designs on the dress and the number of bricks in the yellow brick road and copyrighted them so that no one else could do it. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I love this idea, Rodney, of what if we could dig into the past of Christopher and Tricky with their time in Miami, and they had Scram to Nice. That would have been so great as a prequel after.
Basically, back in the streets up in Miami.
Yeah.
We're doing animated prequel.
That would be so great. And Duke Swan is saying even the shade of green for the witch.
See, there we go. See, yes. They had to make sure that Cynthia Erivo was not the same shade as the original. Thank you. I'm glad somebody else saw it. Thank you.
That's insane. All right. So Black Joubert brought up this really important point, and I heard this. So when when Prince first passed, there was a lot of talk about this. So is Around the World in a Day owned by Sony and Warner Brother Records, but Warner Brothers is the only record company or distributor for all of Prince's soundtracks. And because Parade is a soundtrack, so does Warner Brothers only have the rights to Parade as opposed to Sony / Warner Brothers? Do we know?
I ain't seen the contract, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's a good question. I have no idea.
All right. It was going around when at first. Okay. So I'm gonna read really quickly Monday, April 7th, because it's super short. So
hilarious.
Michael.
Wow. Read it.
There you go.
I did the slideshow. I'm doing that.
Yeah, for sure. You're right.
I'm working.
You actually shouldn't be reading at all. You're right.
Exactly. We should be doing all the reading. There you go.
Read it.
I'm gonna be good. I'm even gonna read. I'm gonna read. No, I'm gonna make you read Wednesday. Okay, so Monday, April 7th.
Hilarious.
I took that back. I take.
No, that's you.
I'm like Prince. I take things back. Monday, April 7, 1986, Prince travels back to France to film some additional scenes for Under the Cherry Moon. The Revolution joined him to shoot the music video for Mountains. So I want to show you, first of all, if you're on Facebook and you love Under the Cherry Moon, you have to join the Under the Cherry Moon lovers. Edgar Krauser posts a lot in this particular group on Facebook. And one of the things that he posted was that
is this a dating group or is this just the name of it?
No, it's just the name of the group.
I was about to say, I was like, man, let me got up in here. My bad. I was about to say, I found my group. Never mind.
Oh my God, Michael D, it's for people who love Under the Cherry Moon.
Right. That, of course. What am I?
I would have never thought that. Okay, so what's
going on up in here?
I was like, shit, let me tap in. We got some sisters in here. Stop.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So Edgar posted, because I did not know this, that the scenes, one of the extra scenes that they filmed was the ladder / Mary's mom scene and a few more shots inside the apartment.
Oh,
and those are all my favorite scenes.
wow.
The ladder scene is my favorite. If anybody comes, whistle 4 times. And just like Jerome's looks, like when he turns around on the ladder, and I don't know, I love. And then obviously,
kind of money, lead it drives to me.
And Michael's already said it, like, baby, wait, I ain't into all that.
Right. It took me it took me maybe a couple of years to really get like what he's talking about, because I was just young and I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But what's like, and there's so much underrated in that, because like when he first gets in and she's taking a sedative, right?
Yes.
So he's like, let's go. It won't be much longer now, baby. What was that? Oh, that was my zipper, love. Hold up. Oh, Lord.
Just the fact that you could think you're gonna go up the ladder and just get right to it off of a phone. That's some wild.
Hilarity.
Oh, Michael, I really wanted to talk to the editor, one of the editors of Under the Cherry Moon, because one of my favorite edits is when he's on the phone with Mary and then it cuts to the ladder. Yep. It is so brilliant. It is so brilliant. And
you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Later on that night.
What she said, because he says, Christopher, if you were here, click.
That's all it is. Say no more.
Get the damn ladder. Let's go.
They jumped in that car.
And one of my other favorite moments is when he's on the phone and Jerome's behind him and he takes a bite out of the baguette. Right. Oh my God, it is so funny. So
but here's the thing. If she does call you, fellas, you at your man's house, old girl's like, if you was here, why is your man going with you?
To carry the damn ladder. Come on, dog.
And then he's supposed to wait outside while I'm.
Yeah. Carry this heavy ass ladder.
That's a different generation. I guess I'm not.
He was on lookout. Tricky was on lookout.
Lookout. You wouldn't do me a solid. Wait a minute, brother. You wouldn't do me a solid. You and Terry help me carry the ladder. That big ass ladder.
Even if I just helped you take, I'm not gonna stand outside.
You ain't gonna look out for me?
If you got to do all that, and we overseas, and then white folks.
Well, exactly. That's why you need a lookout.
Now, and now, actually, though, he's sounding like Tricky. Because I ain't sharing to go mess with us up. And
I'm like,
So, Brother Dean is actually, you actually make it.
They really was for their bag. I mean, these was hustlers. So I guess these are not rational dude. These are hustler, gigolo, down dirty type brothers. So I guess, they kind of swindle somebody out of their inheritance. It's a wild play anyway.
So Reggie B. Michael Dean says, I've been a lookout a time or two in my youngin' days.
Way to go, brother. Reggie.
But see, Reggie has turned his life around. Okay. So I get it.
Oh my God.
Right. I'm looking at it from an older man's perspective for sure.
Yes. All right. Okay. So
call it a draws, I guess is what.
Well, okay. So, Brother Dean, quick question. And this may be TMI.
I'm telling you so.
You ain't never been there when the mama came home early.
Well, yes. Yeah,
okay, absolutely. That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know where I wasn't. Where Today's they'll flip that story a whole different. And the mama too.
Right.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Under the Cherry Moon, and we're going to get back on script here. So
there you go, Man Ray. We can't depend on Brother Dean. There you go, Man Ray.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You be the lookout. Wow. It's giving Freak off vibe.
So my finger hit the wrong button and I left the screen. Okay. So
your husband canceled you out of this conversation. Like,
There you go. There you go.
No, she won't.
okay, all right. So let me get us back where we were and make sure that I gotta watch my fingers. Okay. So if you can look, this is kind of like the call sheet for Under the Cherry Moon for these reshoots. And you can see Director Prince. You can see Nobody to Walk On Blue. Oh, this was actually for the I think this is actually for the Mountains performance. So for the Mountains performance, Nobody to Walk on Blue Floor Without Overshoes. So I don't know what overshoes are. And then you can see Prince Jerome, Kristen Scott Thomas, Emmanuel Saleh, Katie, Wendy Melvoin, Lisa Coleman, Mark Bliston, Alana Bliss, Greg Brooks, Matt Fink, Eric Leeds, Wally Safford, Miko Weaver, Mark Brown, Bobby Rifkin. And then there are stand-ins. So there was a stand-in for Prince, Jerome, Kristen Scott Thomas, and Emmanuel. And then for the art department, there was removable clouds. So we're kind of I'm sorry, I'm going super fast. So this is for Wednesday, April 9th, 1986, which is when the music video was filmed at the Studio de la Victorine in Nice, France. I'm probably mispronouncing Victorine, but it's okay. Over the next several days, additional scenes were filmed. We talked about them, and multiple photo shoots took place around the city. While Prince and the Revolution were busy in France, Coke Johnson, Susan Rogers, and David Z were preparing all of the songs and cues for the final mix of the movie. So here are, and I'm going to turn off the comments for a bit.
Real quick, just looking at that picture, and, we're talking about this video, and it reminds me of, I was talking to, I can't think of the lady's name. She designed the album covers.
Laura LaPuma?
Laura, and one of the things she mentioned when she had walked in the studio when they were doing When Doves Cry, I think it was. And just from her perspective, and probably the general public, you haven't seen Prince since, in her case, 1999 or something. And then seeing what he looks like, his image is totally different. When Doves Cry, and they're like, whoa, look at the outfits. I could only imagine if all we knew of Prince really was Purple Rain and then what we saw in Raspberry Beret, and then we would have had seen this and him smiling like that. If that photo would have been released, right before this album came out, it would have been like, who the hell is this? Like, it's such a different look. So I can only imagine when they're making this video. You got to think though, no one has seen this imagery of Prince and the band. They're so totally different than what we know them for. It almost seems simplified. I mean, but his hair is different, the smile, and just Purple Rain Prince would not sit on the floor like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? The kid ain't doing that. So it's just interesting if you ever remember how drastically different this is, not just the music, but visually, it is such a contrast to everything you know about him before. It's fascinating to me. So I can imagine this must have been a big deal filming this video. To me, when I look at it now, it seems so simple, but I forget how drastic a tonal shift visually this is.
It is. I think it's really important, Michael, that you do put it in context, because we've been living with these images, and now we live in a world of social media and just like media oversaturation, that we kind of forget that we had more time to digest era, and like the media that we were getting was very limited. Like we would get the video, we might see a couple of photos in like Black Beat or Right On or Rock and Soul or whatever we were watching, but other than that, we really weren't seeing much. So whenever Prince would release a new album, it was an event because you knew he was going to change, but we just didn't know what he was going to change into. And I do think, like, in terms of the parade era, one of the reasons why I love the parade era, in addition to Claire Fisher's work, is also that Prince was just so happy. So, and that's the reason why I wonder, we read a couple of weeks ago or a week ago that Prince was unhappy with Under the Cherry Moon, but I wonder if he was unhappy with the reception of the film and not the film itself, because right now the movie hasn't been released and he is very, very happy. And you can even tell it from the footage, like there's the filming of mountains has leaked. And if you go to the Under Cherry Moon Lovers Facebook page, a couple people posted some clips from just the filming of it. And it's really, I don't know. And also that footage of Prince hugging Jerome. Like you can just tell like he's filled with happiness and love. And I don't know. I think Under Cherry Moon is very special because of where Prince was, like emotionally. So it's really interesting to read that quote. And I'm just thinking it has to be just like the reception of the film and not the film itself, but I could be wrong.
So two quick things. One, I'm with you. I think that also, again, we don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what period or what time. But I like what you're saying about reception. I even think about, we've all been in the middle of a project. When you're in the middle of a project, there are good days and bad days. And I think a lot of times, I know I've been at work, I've been doing something, and I may say, I fucking hate this, right? That doesn't mean I may hate the project, So I think that also there needs to be some context. Like you say, was it the film? Was it a moment? And I just think that going through making stuff, you lose a director, or you and the director part ways at the beginning. Maybe you're getting some shoots, maybe some things like, I think that we forget about, there's a lot of stuff happening to make a project. And depending on where you find somebody the day of that project, if you try to make that how they feel about the whole thing, I think that it may be a little bit misinformed. And then the other thing I just thought about when I saw somebody put movie star, and I saw Gabrielle put movie star, literally just yesterday, I had an old head send me an email. And this old head was all happy, like, hey man, have you heard this song Movie Star? Like I could see the joy, I could hear the joy in the you read the email like in this old head, hey, I never heard that, like this by Prince. Like and so and you know what I have to realize? I have to realize, and I realized this a while ago, but I also have to catch myself. Just because something is old to me is new to a lot of people.
Right.
So I have to catch myself from raining on people's joy and parade. Like, because the old me would have been like, you just not hearing it, and instead of doing that, I actually took the chance to say, let me introduce you to Jamie Starr. Let me introduce you to why people thought they didn't accept Prince doing the Under the Cherry Moon. So we actually had a long conversation. What we've been having is normal. That led me into, and he was like, oh, and I remember he hit me back. He was like, yeah, you're right. Prince was so different in that Under the Cherry Moon movie, and he had to put that Under the Cherry Moon movie to let you know how you think about it. But just the fact that me changing how I engage with people who find new stuff. And again, when I say old head, like I'm 56, this dude is probably 15 years older than me. He's like 15, 20 years older than me. So he was so happy. Like, I've never heard anything like by Prince, like, and I was like, yeah. And then so we had this really cool conversation, but to the point, he would have never expected that from Prince. Right. Yeah. And then when I told him, he said, yeah, it did sound more like a Morris Day thing. And we had this Jamie Scott discussion and all that. All right, I'll shut up.
All right. So I got some more photos. All these photos are taken by there are so many incredible photographers, but Jeff Katz is by far one of my favorites, even though they're all amazing. But again, I have a special
Jeff Katz, man. Yeah, we need the Jeff Katz book.
We need the Jeff Katz book.
That's
for sure. Yes, man. Yes. So
yeah, that's one.
I've always loved this. This was like a poster, and I've never had this poster, but it's one I think about often. And it has Love God and his signature on it. And I just really, really love this shot. Then the reason I have this is a question mark. So I'm assuming this is a still, but it could also be a screenshot. So I'm not quite sure this is Jeff Katz, but most likely it is. And I really love the shot. And I couldn't find many photos with Brown Mark in the background. So well, I just want Brown Mark to have some representation. And you can see the blue screen instead of a green screen.
Brown Mark is on here. This is a business by this point. Pay me my money.
So there's Alexander O'Neill.
Kids, if you haven't read the Brown Mark book, you should read it just for that.
Get more money.
I think he's working on a new one. Is that correct? Or am I making that up? I feel like I read that somewhere recently, but I could be making it up. Because I really want him to write a second book, because I really wanted to know more about his solo career, because it seemed to like stop after his tenure with Prince, or it wasn't that much afterwards.
And that's why I say I wish they would get people who help them with their books, people who actually know them, know their career, and know Prince. You can tell that when they have these assistant writers, these are people who only know a portion about Prince and don't know nothing about them. And it really helps to find somebody who knows them, because like you said, who can tease things out and can say, hey, well, what about this and what about that? All right, that's it.
I totally missed this comment. I wish James Brown had been Under the Cherry Moon. That would have been
hilarious. That would be funny.
Come here, take it.
Even they old some uncle or something.
Yeah.
Y'all trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had this little scene.
Living in Paris.
Stop it.
At the grotto.
Stop.
Living in Paris.
He would have had James do one of his songs. Like he would have, I don't know, maybe he did Love of Money. Love of Money. Oh, whoa.
We are so bad. Oh, please forgive us, Mr. Brown. Please forgive us. All right. So I love this photo. Another Jeff Katz photo. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was the best. Money up to his neck. Didn't mean a heck. Boy was in need. Hold on, I ain't saying that part. This is some bullshit. Y'all gotta stop that.
I don't care. He been back in Miami. I told him to take their ass over there. That's why he got shot. Now look at it. Shot dead. What you gonna do now?
That boy crazy, but he paid good.
Y'all need to, like Spinny Rock says, y'all gotta leave him.
Yeah, put some respect on James.
Yeah, we gotta put some respect on James.
This is all love. This is trust me. This is all love.
But it would have been pretty incredible though. That's the reason I would love if James Brown would have been in Under the Cherry Moon.
Now you know who would have been crazy if they had a cameo in it? If it was Richard Pryor.
Oh wow!
They'd have had Richard.
Hey, look,
you niggas is crazy. I don't know what y'all doing over here.
Look, especially since Purple Rain was supposed to be on his studio.
Right.
So that's not too far out of. That's not too far out of.
And Rich was the man too. Still at this point.
Yeah.
And I often wonder how different Purple Rain would have been if it would have been on Richard's studio.
Man,
I don't know.
It would have been Superfly. It would have still been classic, but it would have just been a different.
I bet
especially with Morrison now, it would have been.
I bet you the fight and the Bond scene would have still been in the movie. I bet you them two scenes would have still been in. We okay. You say we keeping that in the movie.
All right. Anyway. So D68A is saying while P was in Nice on the 9th, Sheila E was in the Netherlands on the 8th, and Germany on the 10th. Maybe she flew down to Nice to join them. I love that. Very possible. All right. Okay. So a little bit more photos really quickly. We got Miko over there to the right. I've always loved the Paisley gear during this period, you know, like these drum kit, the speaker stacks and all of that. I've always loved this photo. I'm assuming it's Jeff Katz, but it's a really great photo. Yeah. And then
whenever I see them together, which is not the same movie, but all I hear is, you know what? She wanted me to talk to her. Can you get to that?
Yeah, it's such a great photo. And I always love Lisa in mountains because that's when I started noticing how she would blow her hair out of her face. It wasn't until the mountains video, and then I started looking for that like everywhere. Like, what is she gonna blow her hair out of her face? And then also, Wendy looked amazing.
That's fantastic, man. It was such a, I mean, just her imagery in that style, you know, and then there was Lisa, and then the other side of it, you got your homeboys with you, you know, with Jerome, and it was such a, man, I've never seen nothing like that. I mean, you had the streets and on some artistic type shit. That was dope, man. I love how her hair was.
Yeah, I really love this comment from Modern Air. Can you imagine, like, if both Brooks and Wally would have been in Underchair Moon to Jerome?
And the blueprint is the Girls and Boys video. When he take old girl mink stove off her and then put the stove, so you can see what kind of shenanigans they would have been getting into. So yeah, I'm with y'all. That would have been great. Oh, Electric Vibe popped in. What's up, Electric Vibe?
I love this. Hello, Electric Vibe. Thank you so much. We can't wait to see both Bert and JD at the I Wonder U40 Symposium. And they were so gracious to invite me on their podcast to talk about the symposium. And that's in the accompanying playlist alongside their recent conversation with Law, who's going to be performing on Friday. So definitely shout out to Electric Vibe. I so appreciate the invitation. It was so kind of you to help me spread the word about the symposium. I am eternally grateful. All right. Okay, so I want to go through these really quickly, and I have to in Bobby Z, but also so you can see his drum kit. And I love this shot in particular. And again, I don't know if this is a photo proper or if it's a screenshot from the actual Mountains video. And I love this photo. This is such a great photo.
That's when we're still doing the snake.
Yes.
He's working it out.
In the chat, how many of y'all still out there doing the snake? How many of y'all still think y'all got y'all snake?
And I love this comment from Man Ray. This is my favorite version of the Revolution because some people, you know, prefer the original, you know, Revolution. So it's nice to hear. So I love this version of the Revolution as well. I don't know if you can see it, but in the photo, you can see Bobby Z's drumstick. You know, that's so I'm getting confirmation that all these photos are Jeff Katz's photos, just so you know. So, but this is a particularly amazing photo because you can see Bobby Z's drum kit's mid in the air, like he's like spinning it or whatever, but I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, you can see it.
Lee says, my wife rips it out of me when I pop the snake on a dance floor. I can't help it. And Kim is saying snake to centipede is a killer combo.
Whoa.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
centipede.
Indeed.
Whoa.
Don't make me break out my Reba Jackson.
This is so funny, Rockabye. Eric leads. I'm here so I don't get fined.
There you go. Hey, I hope everybody know who Marshawn Lynch is because that is hilarious. That may be the quote of the day.
I don't know Marshawn.
Oh, you don't know Marshawn Lynch?
Mm-mm.
So in professional sports, people don't know this. In professional sports, you are actually obligated in your contract to give pre and post game interviews.
Oh, right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like before the game and then after the game, and if you refuse to talk, you actually get fined. So Marshawn Lynch was a guy, he just didn't like doing interviews. So to keep from getting fined, he would go to the post-game interview, and every time they would ask him a question, he would lean into the mic, go, I'm here just so I don't get fined. And no matter what question they asked him, about the game, he would lean in. So Marshawn, that play on 3rd and 10, what were you thinking when y'all got that first down? hey boss, I'm here just so I don't get fined. And it went on. So to put that in context, that may be the quote. And I always thought when he was doing that, which I know it wasn't a connection, but for me, it was always a Prince connection. Like it was always like, I was like, that was like the most Prince thing an athlete could do. We gonna make you talk, or we gonna take your money. So Prince would show up and be that petty and say, I'm here just so I don't get fined. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, see, if now for a Seattle-like person, Marshawn Lynch is stop freaking, call Beacon. Some of y'all are gonna get that.
Yeah.
It's a local plumbing company. I don't know how they pull it off, but they have him doing commercials when he was here playing. But even though he still does, I mean, it's just a local company. I guess he just because he's a cool dude, he still does it. That's his little catchphrase. So anyway.
All right. So next up is I do have one article that I want to read from the Star Tribune written by our beloved John Bream, who has still writing for the Star Tribune and the person who has covered Prince the longest. So I have a lot of respect for John Bream. And so let's read what he had to say way back on Friday, April 11th in 1986. And the title of this is Cherry Chart Buster. Our little Prince has been called his royal badness, the Kid King, and the Purple One. Kiss those nicknames bye-bye. Now we can call him the Cherry Chart Buster. Prince will establish a record on Billboard's charts next week and tie another one with an elite group that includes the Beatles and Elvis Presley. With Prince's Kiss bounding to number 1 on the pop chart and holding the top spots on the Black music and dance charts, the Cherry Chart Buster becomes the first recording artist ever to have 3 different records top those 3 charts simultaneously. His Let's Go Crazy and When Doves Cry were triple toppers in '84. Michael Jackson is the only other artist to have 2 double toppers on those 3 charts with Beat It and Billie Jean. Billboard has been compiling its dance charts since 1974. The pop and Black music, formerly soul and R&B charts, have been around for more than 30 years. That's saying a lot. The pop and Black music, formerly soul and R&B charts, have been around for more than 30 years. Besides writing Kiss, Prince can claim songwriting credit for Manic Monday, the number 2 song on next week's Billboard pop chart, which was announced Thursday. The tune was recorded by the Bangles, and Prince penned the song under the pseudonym Christopher. Only 4 other songwriters have claimed the number 1 and number 2 songs simultaneously during the last 30 years. Jim Steinman was the last to accomplish it in '83 with Total Eclipse of the Heart for Bonnie Tyler and Making Love Out of Nothing for Air Supply.
And also he used to write for Meatloaf.
Okay. The Bee Gees songwriters Barry, Maurice, and Robin Gibb copped the top 2 spots a couple of times in '78 with tunes from Saturday Night Fever. And the Beatles songwriters Paul McCartney and John Lennon did it several times in the spring of '64. Elvis Presley achieved this distinction in '56 with Love Me Tender and Don't Be Cruel, for which he was given co-writing credits, even though his authorship has been questioned. His manager, this is in parentheses, reportedly insisted that writers consider it a privilege that Elvis was recording their songs and that therefore they had to give Elvis co-writing credit. So he too could collect partial songwriting royalties.
That's why.
That the captain?
That's Colonel Parker, and that is why I can't remember the Dolly Parker son. Only 2 people ever stood up to him for that. One was 3. One was Dolly Parton, and the other was Carl Perkins, who wrote Blue Suede Shoes, and I can't think of the third person. But those were the only 3 songwriters who said, "No, you're not getting my publishing."
He was like, business hours from 9.
I love hearing that about Dolly. It makes me, I love Dolly. Yeah. She's a businesswoman. This is a business.
That's it. I like to hear Dolly tell the story. She's like, "I'm sorry, then, Colonel Tom. It will be the dream of my life, but I can't get Elvis my song."
Yeah. Love that. All right. Prince's new album, Parade, music from the motion picture Under the Cherry Moon, will enter Billboard's album chart at number 14 next week. That's the same position at which his 1985 LP Around the World in a Day debuted before floating to #1. Meanwhile, Prince is in Nice, France for 3 weeks to film transitional sequences for his forthcoming movie Under the Cherry Moon, which is scheduled to be released July 2nd. He and his band, The Revolution, also plan to shoot a video while in France. There's speculation that as an afterthought, The Revolution will somehow be included in the movie, perhaps in a sequence during the closing credits. And then he starts talking about the Boston show, which we've already talked about last week. But I wanted to read that. Awesome. Okay. So.
And since we got Sneak, we'll put us Sneak. Yeah, you're right, Sneak. Shout out to Otis Blackwell. Otis Blackwell was a black man. He wrote for back in the days when they would have writers in offices and they would just churn out songs. So Otis Blackwell was one of those black writers who churned out a lot of songs for Elvis. Have you ever heard the song "All Shook Up" by Elvis? I only like because I like the story. The way Otis Blackwell wrote "All Shook Up," and somebody literally walked by Otis with a soda bottle and said, "I bet you can't write a song about a soda bottle being shook up." And that is how he wrote "All Shook Up" that went to #1. So yeah, appreciate you, Sneak 22, for shouting out Otis Blackwell. That's it.
Awesome. All right. So let's see where we're at now. Okay. So far in 1986, there have been 45 studio sessions with an asterisk of what we know, and then 19 new songs total. Okay. Wow. So I already talked about I am so grateful, and I'm truly grateful for the Electric Vibe for having me on their podcast. I had never really spoken to either of them, so we hit it off really well, and I just really appreciate that they wanted to help me promote the symposium. So again, really, really grateful for the invitation.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to put that link in I know it's for the symposium, but I'll make sure I put that link in the newsletter next week, because you got 3 people doing really great work. I really like the work that they do with Electric Vibe, and of course, we love the work that you do. So always great collab.
Yeah, thank you so much, JD, for watching. Really appreciate that. And I could tell you the prelude to it, but I won't because. But they were very, very gracious. That's all I have to say. So I cannot believe. Can you believe, Celie, that we are only less than a week away from I Wonder You 40 Symposium. I am so sad that Michael Dean won't be able to join us in person, but he will be there.
I'll be in spirit.
He will be
there. Be in spirit.
Yes.
Yes.
Will you be in spirit or you be drinking spirits? Which one?
Oh yeah, maybe do a little both.
Oh my God. All right. So for those of you who may not know, this is our first hybrid symposium. And what does that mean? Friday will be all virtual. And it's a little complicated. So that's the reason why you want to make sure that you go to the symposium website, which is all the way at the bottom, iwonderyou.polysolid.com, and go to the schedule at a glance, because for each session, I let you know if it's virtual or in person, and if it's virtual, where it's going to be, and all that jazz. So the reason why I wanted to do a hybrid symposium is because originally I didn't think I was going to be able to raise the money to have a live stream. So I also wanted international fans who of this era to be able to participate in the symposium as well. So that's the reason why we're going off virtual on Friday. But subsequently, I was able to raise enough money to give a live stream, because several of you reached out to me and was like, "What? We're not live streaming." So I made it happen. So on Friday, the very first panel, which is a presentation panel, and the presentation panel only will be on Zoom webinars and events. And the reason why we're doing that is so that the stream will not stop if someone plays a video or a song. And the rest of the day, which will be a round table, that's actually going to be moderated by Prince's friend, nice. And also known as Eloy. And so that is going to be here at Polysolid on YouTube. And our conversation with Mr. Brent Fisher is going to be at Polysolid on YouTube, as well as our conversation with Laura LaPuma at Polysolid on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube page, there's already a playlist for these sessions. So if you don't want to sign up for the Zoom events, I understand, But if you do sign up for the presentation panel, it will immediately be recorded. So even if you cannot watch in real time, if you sign up for it, you will get an email notification when it's ready for you to watch, and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure. And I'll keep that up for maybe like a month or so. So that's one reason why it might be great to just go ahead and register for the Zoom event so you can see all the presentations, because there are going to be some amazing ones, in particular, Edgar Krauser, who I always look forward to Edgar's presentations, and also Adam Rudiger's. Adam always does those music ones. So I'm just going to share it like really quickly so you kind of know who's going to be at with the virtual presentations about Parade and Under Cherry Moon. But not only Edgar, not only Adam, but one of my favorite people on the planet, Scott Woods, is doing a presentation. So originally he was supposed to join us in person, but he's not able to. So we were able to move him to the virtual presentation panel. So I am really, really thrilled. As you know, Scott did one of my favorite presentations out of all the symposiums, like when he compared all the clubs and all the films, like in Purple Rain, Bridge. Really brilliant presentation. And Scott's presentation this time around is going to be on Prince's humor. So that's going to be amazing. Oh, and Adam's presentation is going to be about junk music. And Cassie is a fashion historian. So Cassie's going to be talking about Prince's fashion during this particular period. So that's what's going on for presentation panel. And then for the roundtable that day, in addition to Eloy, we're going to have our very own Lee Christian from What Did Prince Do This Week?
Brother Lee.
Matt Thorne, who is one of my favorite Prince authors. We're going to have Chris Aguilar Garcia, who keeps getting amazing tattoos. Love Chris's tattoos. Dr. Maury, and we're also going to have Robert Loss as well. So this is going to be a really great roundtable. Really looking forward to it. Then we're going to take a lunch break where you're going to eat lunch on your own. And then we're going to have our two very special guests, again, Britt Fisher and then Laura LaPuma. And then that Friday night, hopefully you will want to go and see Law, because Law, if you're going to be here in person, Law is giving an amazing performance at the Cutting Room. And not only did the Electro Vibe podcast interview me, but they interviewed Law separately along with Tanya Giddens. And it's a really amazing session as well, podcast. So hopefully you'll check that out to get a sense of what you'll see if you come to the concert. And I'm not going to go through the entire schedule or we'll be here all day. I kind of do that a little bit on the Electro Vibe podcast, but just know that the schedule at a glance is really, and you can find it at the top where your menu is. And then if you're on your phone, you know how you get the hamburger menu. And if you just click on the hamburger, you can go to schedule at a glance. And that way you'll kind of know where you need to go. And then in terms of the other 2 days, where it's going to be where we held Erotic City 40 and Triple Threat 40, it's basically 370 J Street in room 202. And then it will be live streamed on the symposium website. So another reason why you would want to know the symposium website, which is iwonderyou.paulasolid.com, is so you'll know where the live stream will be, and it will be on the homepage of the live stream. In addition to the symposium website, if you want to know like the daily lowdown, subscribe to this I Wonder You 40, because somebody else has iwonderyou.substack. So it's iwonderyou40.substack.com to get daily announcements. And even if you don't want to subscribe, if you just go there every day, I'm going to have a rundown of everything starting on Thursday, but there are a couple of announcements there already about how to prepare. So obviously, and to prepare, you should be listening to Parade, duh. And you should also be
I heard that album.
Yeah, I think I heard this. And you should also be watching Under Cherry Moon if you have a copy. I was so thrilled that 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was free on YouTube, like the whole movie, like in like amazing, picture quality and everything. But now they reverted back to having to rent or buy it. So that little window of it being free, and I was like, this is amazing. It overlaps with the symposium, but no, they like, nope, not gonna do that. So now you have to pay. But I'm sure a lot of you already have your own copies. So that's funny, Lee. Yes, what's Parade then?
Let me ask you what did you watch it or check it out? Because when I would see it, they would have a little notation, and I didn't know what they meant. It would say, like, if you go, it would say Under the Cherry Moon TV version, Parade TV version, like as the free one. And I didn't know if that meant the edit that they did for TV or if that meant something else. So that's why I wasn't as.
Wow, I didn't know there was a TV version.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, because I saw that a couple of times, and then so I was like, well, if it's something different that was in the theater, I don't want to see that. But so I didn't know if that's what it was as well.
No, I mean, when I was listening to it, it was the actual film, like the film that I know it.
Okay.
I was just listening to it. I wasn't really watching it, but I was listening to it on repeat while I was working and stuff.
Quick question for anybody on the Cherry Moon. Are there other languages on the disc, I guess? Is there like a French version or a Spanish version?
That's a question.
I want to look because I think that'd be kind of funny to watch, a drunk watch or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that means. Okay, thank you, Kim. So if you like me, you don't have so with YouTube, you can pay not to have commercials. Thank you, Kim. That's what that means. Okay. Appreciate it, Kim. Thanks.
All right. See, that's the reason why we have a group chat. And let's see. So the Zoom doesn't open to yeah, I might change that, Theo. Thank you for reminding me about that. I usually wait until the day before on Zoom just because I can't go over a certain amount of people because you have to pay if you go over a certain amount of people. And sometimes if you put registration too early, people will sign up and not actually attend.
Right.
So that's the reason why I kind of do it that way. But I probably should just go ahead and open that up because we're pretty close. All right. And let me see what else. So really quickly. Okay, I just want to go. There's so much going on all coasts, and I think this is so incredible because you may not be in New York and you might not be able to attend the symposium in person, but you can definitely, again, either watch it virtually on Friday or look at the live stream or in person on Saturday and Sunday. And if you can't make it to Law's amazing performance on the East Coast, you can definitely go to this amazing, if I was on the West Coast, this is where I would be, which is a very special screening of Under the Cherry Moon, hosted by Jerome Benton, and then moderated by Jeremiah Freed, also known as Dr. Funkenberry. And that is going to be on Friday, April 17th at the Regent. So all the West Coast folks, hopefully you will report back and let us know. Yes, LTKK, exactly. Especially because they're free. So yeah. Then if you're going to be in New York, this is not Prince related, but if you're a music head, because most folks are music heads, and you know who Jay Dilla is or JD, they're doing this Donuts Forever concert with two of the most amazing DJs ever, DJ Spinna and Questlove. Questlove is actually an amazing DJ. If you watched him during the pandemic or have seen him perform live. So this is happening actually not too far away where we will be. You can literally walk there. It's like roughly 15, 20-minute walk from where we'll be. So if you want more music after Friday night with Law, you can go see DJ Spinna and Questlove spin up until 1 a.m. in the morning. I won't be there, but you could be there. If we were at the symposium, I would love to go to this. And then now, Chanisha, who's one of the, actually Chanisha's doing double duty this time. She's doing a presentation about Under Cherry Moon, and she's also sitting on the Filmmakers Roundtable because Chanisha's also a filmmaker, but she's hosting an unofficial after party at the Fritz on Fulton Street, which is also not very far from where we will already be. So it's about a 15, 20-minute walk. And that is going to be on the closing nights. So Sunday, April 19th at 7 p.m. And the sounds are going to be by DJ Monday Blue. And DJ Monday Blue is amazing. So after the symposium, if you have a lot of energy, you need to get it out, because sometimes when events end, you have all this energy. You can go to the unofficial after party, and admission is free. So you can go to
admission is free.
Yes, for all who believe. And for those of you who will be in Minneapolis on Sunday, if I was in Minneapolis, this is where I would be. Thank you so much, Christina, who's not with us today. Christina from Minneapolis. So the Minneapolis film, I can't remember what it's called, but they're basically playing live at Glam Slam. Anytime you have an opportunity to see live in Glam Slam on a big screen with other people, it's like a no-brainer. So if I was in Minneapolis, this is where I would be. And yes, Kim, Chanisha's parties are fun. Oh, thank you so much, Duswan, for signing up for I Wonder You 40 Symposium. It's still not too late. Registration is still open and it's for free. So then after that, if you're still in Minneapolis on the 20th, it's going to be Liv Warfield and Michael B. So again, if you're still in Minneapolis on the 20th, you probably want to hang out at the Dakota. And then for those of you who will still be in Brooklyn or, in New York, Questlove is doing a Prince DJ set at Brooklyn Bowl. And if you've never been to Brooklyn Bowl, it's a super cool venue. You won't be able to walk to this. You're going to have to take the subway if you're visiting us from out of town. But it's going to be incredible. Again, you can actually go bowling. That's the reason why it's called Bowl Train. But they also have a performance space. It's a really, really, really cool venue. So on April 21st, if you're still in New York, I would highly recommend that you come here. And the tickets are actually quite cheap, less than $20, which is kind of unheard of these days. And then if you're in LA on the 21st, then Maite is actually doing a benefit for the Live for Love charities alongside so many people, George Lopez and Shelby J and St. Paul and the Minneapolis Funk All-Stars. And so that's going to be popping in LA. So if you're still on the West Coast, I would be there on April 21st. And
just quickly, what's a pretty cool thing is that, I'm trying to say this delicately because I think it's a cool thing, that an outgrowth of Prince's 2 marriages is that both of his wives are still doing foundations to help people.
Yeah.
I think that you don't think about that in the way that, what does somebody leave you with? Because you think of divorce and it's this and that, but that union, those 2 unions, is still giving life to something, right? Those 2 unions have allowed those ladies to have these foundations that help people. So I just thought about this. So yeah, that's pretty dope that both of them are still using those foundations to do good. And Theo, you're right. That would be hilarious with Michael Button with Janice and Minneapolis. Right, that's it.
I got homework, Theo.
Yes. So I'm super excited about this because I was thinking about going to Baltimore because it's going to be in Baltimore in May. I am waiting for this book, Prince Black, White, Color by Steve Park. So he's coming to New York and we'll be in conversation with Mike Scott. And it's
the real Reverend.
And it's going to be at an amazing bookstore in New York, one of my favorites, Rizzoli's. So there's an Eventbrite for this. So do your Googles if you want to come, because I'm assuming that eventually the Eventbrite might not be Eventbriting, because I would assume a lot of people would want to come out for this. And for those of you who know about like the upcoming Dance Song Conference and the People's Museum for Prince, you might want to participate in this call. And the deadline is April 30th. 2026. Again, do your Googles, the People's Museum for Prince, to learn more about it. And then this is the May 5th Baltimore conversation. Steve Park will be in conversation with Maite in Baltimore. And that's a Tuesday. And then this is a Dance On conference that I mentioned that Dr. Kirsty Fairclough and Cassie Ritchie and Crystal Wise and a lot of other people are putting on. I am not involved with this, so I don't have any answers to any of your questions. So reach out to ic4pscontact@gmail.com. I was really looking forward to this, but unfortunately I have to do a generative AI event for work on the same date, so I cannot attend. I'm really bummed about that. And obviously, I think they released more tickets for Prince Celebration. And I know they said that they're going to announce more about what's happening at Celebration on Tuesday. So I'm super excited to learn what the lineup is going to be, if there's going to be any video that we haven't heard about and all of that. So waiting for Tuesday. And then I was just like, I'm never on Facebook, but I was on Facebook for this today. And I was like, nobody has told me about this. So Eric Rogers, the Paisley Five and Dime, he's been doing his annual Paisley Midwest party for 11 years now, a long time, 2026. And this year is a mic drop. Eric Leeds and Atlanta Bliss.
Wow.
So in August 21st through 23rd. So if you want to meet Eric Leeds and Atlanta Bliss in person, this is where you want to be. The Paisley Five and Dime.
Wow. And y'all got to have them bring their horns and do the either two things. They got to either do the Rock Hard in a Funky Place line, you know, when they do that, or you got to have them do the line from the Another Lover Holding Your Head. Like that would be so cold to see.
Now, see, I thought it was gonna be a performance, and I was gonna make the joke, and to hear all of the Eric Lee's arrangements of the songs that he thought the way Prince should have done them. Show up, so you get these Eric Lee's arrangements.
I love that idea, Celie. That is a great idea.
And I want people to know that I love Eric Leeds. Like I joke about Eric Leeds, and I know that Eric Leeds loves a lot of people to. I love Eric Leeds. There's nothing like a grumpy old man. I love grumpy old men who don't give a damn about what you got to say about nothing. So Eric Leeds is talented. He added so much, and I just love him. So please show up for them Eric Leeds arrangements coming near you. All right, that's it.
Yes. So thank you so much, Carol, for posting that Michael Bland will be performing the eve of June 2nd in Chanhassen Dinner Theater. And the thing is it gets really tricky, like when you start listing, like, you know, the podcast and all the performances, because there's so many, and obviously I'm going to miss one. So, and then we would be here like until 4:00 if we were to go through everything that's going on. But I think the point I want to make is that I think it's just amazing that people are showing up for Prince at this very special moment of 10 years since his passing, and also 40 years of parade and Under the Cherry Moon. And it's about all of us as a community doing what we can to continue to say his name and to let the world know that Prince is loved. So I am so grateful that everybody in their respective cities and countries, and I apologize if people are doing things and I'm not announcing them. It's just I'm not on social media a lot, and it takes a lot for me to do these Saturday shows and plan the symposiums. So I'm doing the best I can in terms of trying to figure out who's doing what, and I miss a lot, but it's not because I'm intentionally doing it. It's just because I have a full-time job and things are crazy at work and trying to balance everything. It gets really difficult. So that's the reason why I rely on you in the audience to let us know, because I wouldn't even know if Christina wouldn't have let me know about basically the, I'm blanking, like what was happening in Minneapolis for the Glam Slam show. I wouldn't have known about that at all if Christina hadn't sent an email to wdpdtw@gmail.com, knowing that she wouldn't be here today, and she wanted to make sure that all of you knew that that was happening in Minneapolis. So it really takes a village for us to, you know, keep on top of everything that's going on in each person's respective cities. And, you know, sometimes I think, you know, maybe I shouldn't point out what's happening in different cities or talk about different podcasts because I can't talk about all of them. But then I go, well, I mean, it's important to, I don't know, show love to other platforms and other events. And I do the best that I can. So yeah.
Let me. This may or may not be helpful. Now I've been doing my newsletter since 1997, and it's basically, it started out as a Afro Mississippi thing, and now we do all over the globe. And what I tell people is, what I do things is for two reasons. One, to let people know what's happening in Mississippi, but also to share with people what's happening around the world, just to inspire people. So when you're doing these and you're telling us, it's not just for information. Yeah, it's for, hey, if you gotta get some tickets, this is gonna be out. But it's also to inspire people to say, hey, it's stuff going on. Go check out maybe what's happening in your area, or go start something yourself. Because I keep coming back to those of you who love this music, those of you who grew up with this music, you are just as much an expert as anybody else. I see things in the chat that I know that you guys in the chat know a lot more about Prince than a lot of people who are getting paid to write articles and things. And so what you're doing, Prof. Duff, is you're connecting us, but you're also inspiring us. So just think of it that way, that you're never going to tell everybody about everything. You're just inspiring people to know, here's what's out there, and hook up with other people who are doing some of the same stuff. And I always say, each of us doing our part keeps the circle unbroken. That's all we're doing. Each one of us is just trying to add our part to make the circle unbroken. That's it. I'll shut up.
And also, thank you so much for letting us know about the Purple Takeover for June 6th at Tipitina's that DJ Soul Sister has been doing for a long time as well in New Orleans. So if you're in New Orleans, you want to make sure that you check out the Purple Takeover for June 6th. Now, it used to be kind of like for multiple days, or so I don't know if she's still doing that or not. Have you spoken to her, Celie, about?
No, not yet. I'm gonna circle back with her because I used to go down, and I've done a couple of lectures there, and then she does like 2 or 3 DJ spots, and the DJ spots, I want to let y'all know, are fire, because a lot of people don't know that she's actually a music archivist. I want to get the university right. I think she's a music archivist at Tulane, if I'm not mistaken.
Think that's right. Yeah.
So she's like the jazz and music archivist. So this is brother thing. This and her actual specialty is Parliament Funkadelic. So she's a Prince and Parliament Funkadelic scholar. So her DJ sets are fire. So yeah, and so I'll see if she's still doing the 2 days, and I'll let you know.
So yes, I can't do my Googles at the same time. So we're going to. There's so many in the Prince community right now that really need our help, whether that is with a kind word, or if you can spare $1, $5, whatever you can spare to their GoFundMes, that would be really fantastic. I am, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to announce everyone's names, but know that these are all amazing people. And amazing people in the Prince community that have done a lot, either for Prince or with the Prince community. So Jackie Thompson is really, really important to Prince's legacy. So please, help in any way that you can. And then there's also Richard Benson's wife, who passed away suddenly. And there's Addie Durant, who we've been talking about every week, and someone who Ruth adores, and Troy Gua. We obviously should all know who Troy isn't. If you don't know who Troy Gua is, please do your Googles. He's really, really important to the Prince community. Likewise, Dr. Funkenberry is really, really important to the Prince community. Again, if you don't know who Dr. Funkenberry is, do your Googles for the sake of time. They're all incredible and really important people. So please reach out to them, give them a kind word, and support if you can. And then everybody should know who Des Dickerson is, but if you don't, again, do your Googles. And he has had a GoFundMe for a while now. And in the accompanying playlist, I have both of the Electric Vibe podcasts. You can see the Mountains video, Alexa Day Paris, and then the Under the Cherry Moon film if you don't have your own copy that you can buy or rent. And then we have a special playlist for Ricky, and please donate to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation in memory of Ricky. We miss him so. And with that being said, Michael Dean, do you mind?
So, and just so you know, I put the it's Purple Takeover is the 4th through the 7th. I put the link in your
Yeah, hold on one second then. Let me share this really quickly because I think this is so cool. If you're in New Orleans, which is one of my favorite cities, if not my favorite city in the States, this would be an amazing place to be if you want to go to New Orleans or if you're in New Orleans. So thank you so much for putting that there. And the URL is purpletakeover.com, but let me put it in the chat as well so people have it. And yeah, we mentioned this earlier, but just in case you are just logged on, the BBC4 is doing a Prince night on April 17th as well. All right, so Michael Dean, take us on out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you. We appreciate everyone for coming out again. Another great session this Saturday. We want to thank Seeley once again sliding through. You know what I'm saying? Adding his thing, and he's busy. He's a busy man. He's a busy man, but he's showing up. So we love you for that. And of course, D'Angelo, thank you so much. I know the anticipation is mounting for next weekend with the symposium. So this is all beautiful stuff. And hey, work it like a job. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Peace.
Oh, I forgot. So sorry. So we're not going to be on YouTube next week. So if you show up on YouTube, we're not going to be here. So the way that you're going to connect is you got to go to the iwonderyou.polishedsolid.com. The live stream is the only way. So if you show up on YouTube next week, you're going to be by your lonesome. So I'm going to try to record a video or do something so you'll know where to go in case you forget. But yes, peace. Goodbye. Have a great day. Hope to see you.
Where about it?
Yes.